You wanted the picks? You got the picks. The hottest picks in the world.
Yeah, big time matchup on Dana White's Contender Series, Week 10. Bo Nickal coming in 2-0 against the 7-1 Donovan Beard. And for Bo Nickal, that 2-0, he spent a total of 1 minute and 35 seconds cage time in that 2 wins that he has so far in his pro career. So that'll go up against the experience of Donovan Beard. Now for Bo Nickal, he is a 3-time NCAA wrestling champion. For those of you that don't understand how big of an accolade that is, look up how many 3-time NCAA champions that there are in history. And then you'll say, okay, wow, that's actually pretty good. Bo Nickal is a really good wrestler. So for me, that right there, that alone is the reason why Bo Nickal is getting this shot at only 2-0. He actually got the shot at 1-0. Won his first fight against a 3-0 prospect. He won it fairly impressively, less than a minute. I think it was like 50-something seconds or something like that. So he won it pretty easily. I wouldn't say that we had the best gauge on what Bo Nickal's skill set is in that, because his opponent was only 3-0, and we didn't really have much to go off of there on what his skill set was. So this matchup will be a better gauge on how good Bo Nickal really is. And 7-1 Donovan Beard. Donovan Beard is not an easy fighter to put out. If you want to look at the Tracy Hardy fight, if you look that up, Donovan Beard can weather a storm. He can take punishment and keep in there and can battle back and win when needed. Obviously, he's won 7 out of his 8 fights, so there you go. He is a good positional grappler. I don't know that that's going to be able to come into play here. Unfortunately for Donovan Beard, though, he is facing a 3-time NCAA champion wrestler who's probably going to have much better positional ability. So for Donovan Beard, that negates one of his better skill sets. He also has some pretty good kicks. The problem is, though, they seem just a bit slow, and I don't know why, but his kicks look like they look like they're kind of moving in somewhat slow motion, like 0.8 speed instead of full 1.0, you know what I mean? So for me, the kicks are good, but they seem slow, and that's not good when you're facing a wrestler who can catch a kick and take you down. So stylistically here, I think the advantage goes to Bo Nickal, but I don't think he's going to be able to put Beard out as easily as he has been able to in his first 2 pro fights. Beard is a good test for him. So for me, Bo Nickal is probably going to get the win. He's probably going to be a massive favorite. And I think this matchup here will just kind of give us a gauge on how big of a favorite he should be going forward, how big of a threat he is in the UFC, because he will likely get into the UFC after this match. He is a freak athlete, as we know. He is a 3-time NCAA champion wrestler, as we know. And his striking has looked pretty good so far in his MMA career. And I think the reason for that is because of his wrestling. Because if you are constantly being worried about the takedown, if you're constantly thinking your opponent is going to take you down and you know that they have the skills to do so, that sets up your hands. That sets up that striking that you're trying to implement so you can then go to the takedowns and mix that in, mixing his martial arts. So for Nickal, the reason he's been able to strike with some success in his 2 fights so far as a pro is because of that wrestling background. And if you're Donovan Beard, you're going to be worried about that takedown. And there's a chance that Nickal just comes out, takes him down right away, and just finishes the fight. But the striking's also there for a guy like Bo Nickal because he knows that he can get that takedown, and so does his opponent. So I think Bo Nickal gets this one done. It's going to be a finish most likely, but like I said, Beard is very durable. I strongly suggest going and watching that Donovan Beard Tracy Hardy fight, and you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. So if you haven't watched that fight, go watch it. You can probably find it on YouTube. I don't remember if I saw it there or on Fight Pass. One of the two. But yeah, check it out. My pick is Bo Nickal. Let me know if you think Donovan Beard's got this one. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm sure most people are picking Bo Nickal here. No surprise. But like I said, big time matchup. Bo Nickal is a hot contender, probably getting into the UFC, especially with the way that they're handing out contracts right now on the Dana White's Contender Series. But let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments, and I will see you in the next breakdown.